Hello, guys. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode of David of 300. And we have to talk about the Wuhan coronavirus in China and what the church's position is on it after these messages. D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D. Ding. Well, if you haven't read the news story about the Wuhan coronavirus, it started last year in December and has quickly spread in China. So the church's position on this virus is we're going to call the World Health Organization out for doing absolutely nothing about this virus, not issuing any type of travel bans to and from China, and not any type of trade bans to and from China. So the church's position is we have a travel and trade ban in place. We're going to be overruling the World Health Organization's board decision on travel and trade, and we're going to order the World Health Organization to issue those travel and trade bans to protect people on this globe. If they're all a part of the health organization, then it is a doctor's dereliction duty to exterminate infectious diseases and also all the other forms of disease.
I was reading
a
a scroll.
Dereliction duty of the president to protect people from infectious diseases and also all bodily forms of harm. So Heaven's position is that we do have in place to China and from China, which airlines are required to because God is already very upset about the whole coronavirus on why very little has been done to contain this virus by the World Health Organization. So God is very, very upset with the governments on the globe on how they have handled the corona Wuhan virus. So if you guys don't know what the Wuhan coronavirus is, it is a very deadly histamine that can spread from animals to humans and back to animals and then back to humans. So it's going from animal to humans and then back to humans to animals, infecting them. And this histamine has a power to reach at least 3.5 to 5 billion people on this globe. So that's the reason why the church is going to call the World Health Organization to ban travel and trade to and from China, so that they can handle on getting this exterminated from the globe. One person has died in the Philippines today, which is very, very upsetting. And more should have been done on the coronavirus to prevent its spread. The worrying factor about political leaders is that they're all worried about money and all this other stuff. So that's the reason why the church has all of these trade and in place, and we plan on overruling the World Health Organization on the trade and travel ban policy to now that they have to issue trade and travel bans, and we will make sure that they do that and that they keep them in place until the church says that it's okay to release the trade and travel bans. And also, we are not allowing any missionaries over to China till they fix a lot of stuff in their country. You know, they have a lot of unclean practices that they need to fix over in China. So you know, China is um, is considered um, a beautiful country, but not so beautiful when we have infectious diseases. In fact, Wuhan just recently opened one of their mega hospitals, which holds 1,500 patients to treat the Wuhan virus so that they can have more space to spread people out. The the disease cases just keep on going up and up and up, and the deaths keep on going up and up from this deadly virus. So you know that's the reason why I'm explaining the church's position on this virus is because, you know, it is a dereliction duty of the political leader to protect his and her citizens from all bodily forms of harm, from hostile actors, and also infectious diseases. You know, I've watched everybody in the Wuhan area. I watched a interview of a hospital worker who got infected, who they were able to get the side effects out. I mean the symptoms out, not the side effects, the symptoms of this deadly virus out of him, and they were dressed up in the nurses and doctors were all dressed in isolation suits. So it is a very, very daunting scene over in Wuhan, China. But if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Hey, for more news like this and all the other news to come on this channel. Thank you guys for watching David of 300. And please support my channel by donating to the Cash App tag. They'll be on the next slide over. Thank you.